Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and I finally had some time to sleep, wake up, do some stuff. But I'm gonna head out tonight. I'm gonna have some good times, have some good food, maybe meet up with some good friends. All right, we'll see how things go. But usually I love to read the comments on every video I make. So this morning I made a video. I released one which was a very serious topic about a YouTuber. And if you want to go check it out, check it out. I highly recommend you do so to get the full context of the situation. But generally, when I'm covering topics that have to do with really, really heinous crimes, I'm not expecting a massive debate about the topic. There are some things, no matter what side of the spectrum you sit on, okay? We all can agree are objectively bad situations. But it seems like this is a situation where, like, I guess apparently because the YouTuber I talked about was 85 years old and on, like, the Crypt Keeper's doorstep, pretty much, we should just excuse situations. Oh, Muta, bad things happened decades ago, before you were born, when your dad was still a sperm Muta. No, I'm one of those people where I'm gonna go over some of these points. I'm gonna talk about these situations, and I'm just gonna kind of set the record straight. I'm a little bit disappointed in some people who are unfortunately following me that come up with a revolver of bad takes. So let's go over some of them. This happened half a century ago. I don't get why you make it sound like it was yesterday. I never made anything in my video sound like this happened a week ago. I straight up told you that a lot of these criminal activities that occurred of a very nasty nature were from the 70s. The outrage is kinda unfounded, to be honest. He could have seriously changed as a person and regretted it, even though he doesn't show it in the video. You should try to feel sorry for something bad you did 10 years ago, let alone 50. The mind forgets and tries to suppress. I don't think he should be deplatformed. Kinda L take by Muta, set to see. You know, I did bad things 10 years ago, I'm sure. You know, I did not to the level of the crimes that we were discussing in that video. I assure you. So again, ladies and gentlemen, when I talk about deplatformation of somebody that's committed these crimes years ago, I'm going off the metric of other examples that we've seen on YouTube. JStation is a creator that literally got removed from YouTube. All right, and again, what was his like criminal activities? What was the situation? What was the investigation surrounding it? I would argue not even as severe as what I discussed in the video this morning. EDP-445 was caught in a sting operation, never officially charged, never even officially investigated as far as I've been able to see, and YouTube still removed this person because guess what? It was that bad. Josiah Mizukami, who I covered, was already removed off of YouTube before there was ever handcuffs placed on this person. This person has a court record from the 70s. And again, I wouldn't be so outraged on this if this person that I was covering had basically tried flexing that they had gotten off on a technicality. To understand the actual crime that this person did of a heinous nature, where they served a very, very small amount of what should have been a life sentence, and I do believe for crimes that involve kids, for instance, you should 100% serve a life sentence. If you think that's a little bit extreme by me, I don't want to live in a world where these kind of crimes are slowly but surely, I guess you could say humanized, or I guess you could say downplayed. No. This person went from having a life sentence to getting off on a technicality based on law wording, okay? So this is not the same situation. I would argue this person never paid for their sins, okay? But then again, that's the thing with the legal system. If you can abuse a technicality, and technicalities exist, sometimes they exist for good reasons, to protect the wrongfully convicted. But in a lot of cases, technicalities can be used to help, get really, really bad people out of situations. I'm not saying this guy is good, but everyone should also keep in mind that there is no objective adult age, just a recommendation by studies in brain development. There, of course, have been a line into what counts as an adult, so it makes sense a line has been made. But remember, it is arbitrary, subjective, no... Here, hold on. Where's the goddamn federal phone number? Yeah, we actually have a number. It's called 17 and above. Generally, in the eyes of public opinion as well, it's also 18 and above. Yeah, we have a number. It's not just scientific, and the number is also not arbitrary. It's also not a subjective number. In fact, in the eyes of the court, it is quite an objective number, okay? Again, basic English comprehension should be a fucking standard to operate on YouTube, in my opinion, all right? Especially, I don't know, that sounds weird if you're on different language. You get the point, okay? If you're commenting on a video, you should understand what the fuck you're saying. This one is way insane. Hi, Muda. I gotta say before I write my opinion that I'm highly against predators being online. What a fucking spicy hot take right there, Jesus Christ. That either committed their crimes recently or committing it right now. But I gotta say this is a closed case for over 50 years. The man has done a heinous crime, was sentenced, and has done his time in prison. What kind of mob justice has this video turned into? I love your videos, man, since the dark web browsing era of 2015. But mob justice and cancel culture? Come on, Muda, you can do better than this! Let me finish this. This stuff is over half a century and more over justice was served, was it? Did you read the documents like I did? You even watch the video, was it? This is why we have the legal system. Yeah, because the legal system never has a failure in it. Oh no, God, the legal system is so fucking imperfect. It's so perfect. There's never been a fault, right? Jesus Christ. Brilliant. Fucking cold take, really brilliant take on that one. So of course, this isn't cancel culture, and I'm not doing mob justice. I always tell you never to harass, never to do anything. There is no point in harassing. This always leads to a bad situation. And again, mob justice, never okay. If you want to make the situation right, you contact people that can actually make a change. Law enforcement. You contact the people that are platforming this individual. You don't go after this person. That is a negative thing to do. That is bad. That always leads to a negative outcome. You should always go through the legal and official channels in order to make your case and make the world a better place. So again, when it comes to cancel culture, listen, if we're comparing, I hate the term cancel culture, okay? There's tons of situations where like people create shit and people get mad over people over like really, really dumb things. You could have a bad take and people will try to cancel you. This is not the same level of cancel culture. This is somebody that if you look into their history has had some serious criminal backgrounds. And of course, I would maybe be a little bit like understanding if this person showed a severe amount of remorse. But remember, the entire point that I made that over 25-minute long video was literally because of the mental gymnastics and the ability of this person to flex their technicality over actually showing remorse. I think that is probably the most fucked up part of this too. So yeah, this isn't cancel culture. This is me covering a really, really bad individual, okay? It is what it is. And I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not like looking into a crystal ball and fabricating evidence. I am looking at actual court documents for the most part, okay? Verified court documents by the Nevada government, okay? With juries and everything. I love this one too by this individual. Jesus Christ. I haven't seen any proof in your videos, and it was actually that old timer, okay? Just theories and some news clippings from articles that may or may not be about the man. I don't like the idea of ruining someone's reputation on such little evidence. Honestly, Muda, the video was kind of gross on your part. I think you're losing it, man. Been watching you for a year, and let me tell you what I see, someone who's unhinged and unhappy. Have you been watching me for a year, motherfucker? I've been off my medication for 5 years, I would argue, okay? Welcome to the wagon, buddy. The crazy ride never ends. But, I love how this is like peak wine mom, true crime brain right here. Okay, this is the problem with like Netflix these days. First off, news articles. I guess court documents must be news articles to these people. Okay. Brilliant. Logically, amazing leap of logic right there. You think that I would make a video on somebody with little evidence? You know, the last time that happened to me was when I was talking about Ethan Klein, and you know who the biggest idiot in that situation was? Me. Because I didn't have proper evidence. I went half-cocked. Do you think I try to make those same decisions now? No. Trust me, I was reading through every bite of evidence before I even made the video, okay? That's the whole editorial process, okay? I look through court documents, not newspaper clippings. This person is so fucking terminally true crime brained that they're comparing like BuzzFeed news articles to like actual Justia court documents, verified court documents that you can go and check for yourself. Unironically, This is like what this person actually believes, okay? I think you're gross, okay? I think you're disgusting. There you go, all right? I think you're unhinged. Now, this is 6 takes from one user in particular, who I assume is probably a sock puppet account, but I wanted to look at it because it is quite possibly the most stupidest things that I've ever read. So here it is. Here's an idea. Keep your kids away from the old man and don't watch his content. Yeah, this one guy on the internet that's just bad news. Yeah, just put the block settings on him, man. Forget it. Let him make the... Really? What? what kind of weird, weak-willed response was that? Ban every grifter on YouTube while we're at it. Everyone needs to get a real job instead of scamming people out of money on the internet. You connected onto a video that wasn't about cryptocurrencies, wasn't about anything. Is this ChatGPT or a human being? Sometimes I can't even tell, because ChatGPT can't be this goddamn stupid. Everyone needs to get a real job. Ban every grifter on YouTube. Yeah, if I'm telling YouTube to ban somebody because of a really, really bad past, and the reason I'm telling YouTube to ban this individual is because they don't appear to have any remorse, and when you're connected on a platform where a lot of children are on anyways, that's not good. If he was on TikTok, I'd be asking TikTok to do the same thing, which is arguably they have an even younger fan base on that, or a user base on that platform too. This is where my logic comes in from, okay? I love this one. Great minds discuss ideas. They pulled on an Eleanor Roosevelt quote, okay? Like they just died in Call of Duty 4 and they have to bring up some quote they saw. Okay, say YouTube actually bans the guy. He's an old guy, so we go 20 years into the future. The guy is dead now, maybe. Now, how is the current idea of banning this guy going to remedy all the future situations where this could potentially happen many times over? Maybe make people be completely transparent about themselves when signing up for an account and have AI fact check all of this shit, or what? Let the FBI monitor all YouTube activity in real time? They do already, trust me. You don't have to worry about it. YouTube needs to update its terms of service, throw out some ideas. The thing about all this cancel culture crap is that it seems everyone thinks they can control the internet and they are all moderators of the internet, but they actually are not. I get banned all the time for talking shit, being a mean person. You sound like a fucking degenerate, okay? That's what I'm gonna get off with. No, this is not the hill you have to die on. This is not somebody that had like a take that, isn't really, criminal, but it's not, this is not somebody with a, potentially, unpopular opinion that's getting driven away from the internet by a witch hunt, if you will, too. This is just YouTube policing its platform to make sure potentially dangerous individuals are not on there. And if you're going to tell me that this person isn't potentially dangerous, I'm going to have to ask you for the 100% proof right there. Based on what I've seen and their reaction and their explanations for their, jailhouse fun time, I don't think this person has learned their lessons. I don't think this person is actually remorseful. I don't think this person is safe to be on YouTube. I don't think that the connections they generate are safe. That's why I asked YouTube to get involved. Why are you turning this into some culture war crap nonsense? Is your brain that, affected? That you can't just unanimously agree that this one situation of this one objectively bad person should just absolutely be taken down. 5 years ago, if you were to sit down and have this discussion with YouTubers or people in general, everyone would agree. Now it's turned into this insane left versus right, fucking deep state versus issue. It doesn't have to be that deep, brother. Chill out. Nobody's telling YouTube nobody's reenacting Minority Report from back in the days, okay? This is just a one-off situation that has to be that shouldn't even be that big of a deal. So that's all the bad takes that are really neat to show you. I don't think we're going to get much worse than that. But one thing that I wanted to address and I wanted to sort of make more, obvious was when I was covering the video, obviously back in the 70s, being gay was a little bit more, I guess you could say, socially unacceptable than it is now. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because I do want to obviously touch upon laws, right? So back in the day, a crime against nature could absolutely involve, 2 gay individuals. Now, this isn't a story of 2 gay people, who are consensual. If this was that story, I would 100% side with Feature Man. If he had a gay relationship with somebody who was over the age of 18, well into consenting age, I would say this is a civil rights issue. These are 2 people who are consenting adults. Even though there is homosexuality present in this story, this still involves an adult and a minor in this case, okay? Well below age of consent, which again, I feel like I'm Tom from the Boondocks. I feel like maybe I'm reading a court document that belongs into another parallel universe, and I'm trying to get people in another parallel universe to agree with me. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't a situation of, a gay person being unrightfully accused. This is not that case at all. If it was, I wouldn't even have to make a video to begin with. From what I have read out of publicly available case documentation, this is not that story. Now, I'm going to stop the video right here. I think we had enough bad takes to fill a fucking, swimming pool, if you will. I love you guys, I really do. This is just like maybe 0.5% of the comment section out of 99.5% overwhelming support. But sometimes when you look at a situation like this, singling out the bad comments is a whole heck of a lot easier than singling out a lot of the good ones. And generally, I was always under the impression, 5 years ago, had I made this video, people would all be in unanimous agreement. But to see people defending this kind of behavior and kind of putting old people up on a pedestal like they're fucking puppies and you should be defending them is unhinged, okay? It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter how, there's no statute of limitations to this. Any victim of these kind of crimes has to live with that guilt forever. Why shouldn't the person committing the crime be punished forever too, in my opinion? Again, we could have a whole philosophical discussion and debate about this. I, on the other hand, stay pretty rigid to it, okay? We can agree to disagree all we want. But there is no fence-sitting in this topic for me. There is no two sides. This is a disgusting criminal activity that I will never be able to forgive. And honestly, most people in the world won't be able to forgive, and nor should they. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully YouTube acts on this. Again, I do have to remind you, please never harass anybody that gets covered into it. Like me, Nexpo, Nick Crowley, a lot of these people, we do cover, darker topics on the internet, and you should always observe the topics, never become part of them. That is never okay, and if you want to make sure the world is a better place, you go through the official channels and try to change as much as you can. Otherwise, you risk your own morality, your own ethics, and your own perception amongst the rest of the world. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mutahar, and I'm out.